Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. Today I'm here with a dream. In this dream, I was working at a hospital, and this person purposely, this person that I have known to like they were, I guess, like someone that cheated with somebody that I was with. Like, yeah, the person that my person cheated on me with. Okay, is working there as well. However, behind my back, they purposely get the person who is supposed to release me for my break fired, so I can't go home. And I end up and it's like I'm supposed to be, released off of work. And you know how in the medical field, basically what I'm talking about is for those of you that don't know, if your relief does not come, you cannot leave. Okay, you can't just leave the patients there with nobody on the floor. Okay, and typically, the last man or woman standing is going to be the nurse on duty. If all else fails, but sometimes I know for sure when I was working, especially in the beginning years of when I was working. Towards the end, it was a little more lenient, but in the beginning years, you had to wait specifically for the person that was coming for your hall. And if the person that was coming for your hall did not come, you had to wait and you had to stay. You would have to stay over. Um, Towards the last few years of me working as a nursing assistant, it was more so like especially when I worked 2 to 10. When I worked the 2 to 10 shift, typically we would only have like two people working the night shift. It wouldn't be four people working the night shift anyways. So if one person come in, everybody will basically tell them what's going on and then you can go home. But if nobody comes in, you have to stay. And I just feel like this is a big difference between working in the medical field, especially like in a nursing home or a hospital setting, versus working like, retail or something like that. Because it's like you can't leave the nursing home empty. All the nurses and the nursing assistants cannot just not be there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to be there taking care of the patients. Somebody has to be there ensuring that they are okay. Somebody has to be there ensuring that their care is going as expected. Because if everybody is gone, everything is going to go haywire. Anyways, after that is being explained, I end up starting a friendship with my patients. So let me get the scripture. The scripture comes from Wisdom 2:4. Even our name will be forgotten in time, and no one will recall our deeds. So our life will pass away like traces of a cloud, and will be dispersed by like a mist, pursued by the sun's rays, and overpowered by its heat. So here's what God is saying. You have to understand that there are some things that are more important than other things. But in reality, just as the scripture says, not this scripture specifically, but it all is vanity. It's all vanity. And everything, and in the end, sometimes we'll see that it is meaningless. So you have to really think about the choices that you're making and the things that you're doing. Even in this situation, in this dream, it was someone that my spouse was cheating on me with, who took out the time, effort, and energy, and had the audacity to call the hospital and have someone not come in so that they could have either extra time with my spouse or so that they could go over there and manipulate them or whatever. But in reality, God is saying that you have to think about it this way. That person can only do so much. And if your spouse truly wants to be faithful to you and they truly love you, they going to do that. Nobody is going to be able to manipulate them into not being faithful. Nobody is going to be able to convince them that they should do this, that, and the third. Nobody's going to be able to convince them that it's okay if they cheat. Nobody's going to be able to convince them that they should go ahead and lay down with them and they should let them do this and they should let them do that. God said that ain't going to happen. Not when your spouse is committed to you and they are determined to be faithful to you and they're determined to do right by you. They're determined to stand by your side. God is saying you have to understand that in reality, all fades away eventually. And and that's the message. I just feel like God is saying, don't stress yourself out about whatever it is that you have going on. When it comes to your marriage, in reality, if your person is cheating on you, I've said this before, like they have already broken the covenant between you two. Just to be real. And it's not to say that I'm for marriages ending and for people splitting up and for people just calling it quits. And I understand that there are times when we want to give somebody a second chance, and we want to give them the opportunity to turn away, and we want to give them the opportunity to come back and to do right by us. But in reality, you know what I'm saying? If they don't stop and they refuse to stop and they don't want to stop, what can you do? Like, what can you do? Why? Like, you stressing yourself out ain't gonna work. You trying to fly home to on two wheels, trying to get there as quick as you can, don't mean that when you get there he gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? If somebody is so determined to cheat, it don't mean that it gotta be at that house. It could be at a hotel, it could be at the other person's house, it could be here, there, anywhere. Like, you cannot expect that you being there, like literally up under this person, is the only way. If like you gotta be up under them in order for them not to cheat on you, that's no good. You know what I'm saying? Like that's bad for business. And that's literally the message. God is saying, why stress yourself? Why worry yourself? Like, life is too short for you to be concerning yourself and stressing yourself out chasing behind this person and trying to fight the mistress or mister that they got going on, and you knocking stuff off. Like, let them go. You know what I'm saying? If that's what they want to do. If they really for you, they gonna show you that. If they really for you, that's what they gonna show. Like, they're going to show this to you. They're going to prove to you that they want you and only you. And they not trying to chase after such and such. But if they trying to chase after such and such, what can you do about it? You can't stop it from happening. The only thing you're gonna do is cause more problems. And in reality, like, I'm gonna be real. The way I am, when I see something like that, if I see something like that, when I saw something like that, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you want. That's what you want. I'm moving out the way. I'm not forcing over. I'm not going to allow anybody to go around lying and saying that I'm forcing them to do nothing. Because I ain't going to force nobody to do nothing. I ain't finna force nobody to be my boyfriend, my husband, to date me, to take me somewhere, to buy me nothing. None of that. None of that. None of that. None of that. If you are not doing what you're doing out of love for me, then we don't need to be together. And that's real. Because if you love me, you're not finna cheat on me. You're not finna jeopardize our relationship. You're not finna jeopardize our union. You're not going to go out your way to go and try to see this person, that person, and the third. You're going to do everything in your power to do right by me, regardless to what your feelings are, regardless to what kind of you feel like you want something right now. You want to do this. Find something else to do. Get a job, get a hobby, get something. You got to find something to do that will keep you distracted from always thinking about sleeping with somebody else. And if you really love somebody, even if you just sitting at home with your legs crossed watching TV, you're going to be able to remain sitting there with your legs crossed watching TV and not laid up with somebody else. And that's the truth. And that's the truth. And God said, why should you stress yourself? Why should you worry yourself? Why should you know what I'm saying? Don't put yourself in a position to where you are driving yourself cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs behind wondering what this person is doing. And you trying to chase them down. And you trying to make sure they ain't doing this. And oh no, they can't be doing that. Oh, I got to stop them from this, that, and the third. God said, don't stress yourself out about that though. Don't worry yourself about that. Don't put yourself in a position to where you are basically, it's like you are basically how do I say it? It's like you're causing yourself turmoil. You're causing yourself pain. You're causing yourself heartache. You're causing problems for yourself. And it's unnecessary. God is saying all of this is unnecessary. There is no need for you to, like, there are women that will sit around and they will fight and they will scrap it up and they gonna drag this one, that one, and the third behind a man, because who do they think they are to look at their man, to wink their eye, to do this, that, and the third? And I can't lie, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna act like I have never, you know what I'm saying? I've never fought over anybody, but I will, I've had some words, but I'm gonna be real. At this time, at this point in my life, I'm not doing it. I refuse. I refuse. I refuse. I'm not doing it, and I refuse. I refuse. I'm not fighting nobody over no man that's supposed to be my man. If he my man, that's the end of it. I'm not fighting nobody over it. If he's going out of his way to make somebody else feel like he's available, then that means he ain't my man. And that's just real. And that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.